Tampa Bay Buccaneers coach Bruce Arians gives his take on bringing in Antonio Brown after losing Rashad Perriman in free agency and pairing him with Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, which I think is one of the most underrated receivers in the league. Before we talk about Bruce Arians' thoughts on bringing Antonio Brown in, Lamar Jackson is suing Jeff Bezos' company of Amazon for, distributing merchandise with this likeness on it. So let's get into that, man. Get your NFL fix in real quick. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. Appreciate the love, support. Keep sharing the videos, all right? So Lamar Jackson, is suing Amazon because third-party companies are selling things through Amazon on the Amazon site. Now, I use Amazon. I used to work for Amazon quite a while ago. I have my thoughts on Amazon, but the product is good. You know what I'm saying? Very, very, it's a lot of bigotry going on in that company when you're talking about working inside the warehouses and stuff of that nature. But I just thought it was an isolated incident before I worked there. But, it's plenty of people that you talk to and you share stories with that share the same sentiment. But that's here nor there. Had to put a little, put a little dirt on their name real quick. But got a great product. You got a great product. People overlook stuff of that nature. But Lamar Jackson is suing Amazon for stealing his likeness through third-party retailers. Now, they can't really control. They can stop letting retailers from like China because United States has no jurisdiction over there. But they can sue Amazon. If you're wondering why he don't sue the retailers, he's suing because they're using his moniker of Action Jackson. Something about I'm better than a running back. I can't remember. I'll link the article in the description. It was another one. It was just a lot of the phrases that he used. My thing about it is, did he trademark it or copyright it? If he didn't trademark it or copyright it, and they using his likeness, then you got to copyright and trademark it. It may be a little bit murky, and you going against a multi-billion-dollar company because you can't sue the retailers if they coming out like China or Asia. The United States really don't have jurisdiction. That's why you can buy a fully loaded, Android box or a fully loaded Fire Stick from over there. And that's why they can, come up, and steal anybody's likeness. They can come up with an HB computer and call it HBT, and they can sell it, because the United States has no jurisdiction, but you can't sue Amazon for distributing it. So that's why where he's suing Amazon and not the retailers, because he can't, if they coming from China or Japan, he can't do nothing about it. And that's one of the big, arm wrestle arguments that the United States got over there with China and Japan, is because they can steal whatever likeness because they can't do nothing over there to them. So Lamar, not sure exactly how much he's suing for, but he got to trademark that and copyright that, man. And it might be smart for somebody to do it before him and file a trademark with the United States before him. I mean, me or you can go out there and file if you had a disdain and make them buy it back. People do it all the time. When you forget to renew your domain on the internet, your URL, somebody will buy it, or either you got to change your URL or you got to buy it back from them. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same thing. So if you want to go get the Action Jackson and whatever, other, look at the article, I'll link in the description or the article link, and I'll put the Bruce Arians article there as well too. You go there and get it yourself and make them buy it from you. So before he sued them, I hope he filed for copyright and trademark. Now, if he copyright and trademarked it, he'd probably be able to get that bread. And Amazon would probably have to stop distributing it from the third-party retailer. So that's just something to look at for him. But hopefully he did file a trademark before he filed the lawsuit and get it under control and get his money. But Jeff Bezos got the money. He can get him a job. You know what I'm saying? He can just get him stock in Amazon. You know what I'm saying? And he'll be happy because that stock going to be worth a lot of money. A lot of it, too. So we'll see what happens. I'm all for the black man getting his money, man. So hopefully he get his money. Hopefully he's smart enough to trademark and copyright his stuff, and he can start selling it. I know he said that he's suing for damages because the third-party retailers, which he can't sue, has already started profiting, and it's hurt his business, all right? Why buy from Lamar when I could buy it for cheaper from China or from Asia or something like that? So hopefully he get it together. But switch gears, man. Change lanes. Bruce Arians answered the question. I put the article on TMZ Sports once again in the description of the article link. Would he consider bringing Antonio Brown in? Now, I think he was there when Antonio Brown was still at Pittsburgh, and he said, hell no. He said, nope. He said the money ain't there. They good at receiver, and just, everything he do to tear down the locker room culture. You know what I'm saying? That's what he said. Basically, he don't want that cancer in his locker room. You know, and he said, well, they said, you know, Tom Brady like him because his work ethic. He said, basically, I don't give a damn about none of that. I don't want Antonio Brown here, but that would be deadly, though. You put Antonio Brown with Chris Godwin and Mike Evans, and they find a respectable running back out the backfield. That'd be pretty much dope, but you get it, man. You don't want to destroy that culture. They bring back Ndamukong Suh, who helped them have one of the best run defenses in the league. You know, Antonio Brown gonna burn a lot of bridges. He just need to get help. His mind ain't all the way there. Now, the baby mama he kicked out the mansion, I believe. Now he talking about marrying her, and he got about to have his 6th kid, you know, with her. So I don't know if they got 6 altogether, but I think that's their 3rd kid they be having together. So he done knocked her up after saying no white girls in 2019, and then he ended up knocking her up. Now you back to white girls. You know, I wouldn't want him on my team either, bro. It's just too much stuff. He got to sit there and think about what he done. Even if he didn't do to old girl, that Brittany Taylor girl, what she said he did. You know, do you want this character on your team? And this ain't nothing that's new. And the Steelers, he was doing what he wanted to do. But the funny thing about it, the team liked Antonio Brown more than they like Le'Veon Bell. I don't know if Le'Veon Bell was just an asshole or, you know, he was uppity, but they was caring more about Antonio Brown. But, you know, with Antonio Brown, you just don't want him to kill your locker room, even though you sign him to a team-friendly deal and you can cut him for nothing. Sometimes the damage is already done. You know, sometimes the team morale is already done. And I just think the Tampa Bay ain't had no receivers, then maybe they take a chance on them. But knowing that somebody that probably used to coach Antonio Brown saying, no, I know what type of fool he is. I ain't messing with him. And, you know, if Tom Brady really won him, I just think they discussed that at the bargaining table and said, no. You know, that's how the Chargers could have got him. Said, okay, you can have Antonio Brown if that's what you want. Sign here instead of Tampa Bay. And I'm surprised Tom Brady signed to Tampa over Los Angeles. That just speak more on the Charger franchise than the Tampa Bay franchise. So, you know, with Antonio Brown, you know, he doing it to himself. Is he amazing talent? Yes. Is he one of the more talented receivers? Yes. And people don't want to say this, but he's more talented as a receiver than Randy Moss. You know what I'm saying? I'm just keeping it real. Randy Moss had the deep ball talent, but Antonio Brown can run the route tree. Not saying he better all the time than Moss, because people just look at Moss, you know, highlights and say, oh, but I remember Moss quitting at the line of scrimmage. If you jam Moss and you frustrate him early, motherfucker quit on you. Talented, but he wasn't running the entire route tree. You know, Antonio Brown is a complete receiver. He had great hands, but a nut job. At least Randy Moss know when to fall in line. You know, he had his problems. You know, he had his issues in the locker room, but still, he ain't no 6'4", 4'2" running receiver neither. And Randy had his head on straight, but you know, I don't even think they need him. With they 2 tight ends and OJ Howard and Cameron Braid and Mike Evans and, you know, Chris Godwin. I know they did lose Humphreys two seasons ago. He went to Tennessee last season, and they lose Brashad Perriman. But you can't count on Brent Perriman's son. He always getting injured, bro. So they could find another deep threat in the draft. You know, they can get a Tony Jefferson. There's a lot of good receivers in the draft. You know what I'm saying? You probably gonna need somebody that you know, that's a polished route runner or just polished at catching deep balls. But, you know, we'll see where they go from there. But Bruce Arians say no to Antonio Brown. And you can't blame him, man. We want to see Antonio Brown do well, but he mentally ain't all the way there. And he may never get back in the NFL. If he do, it's probably going to be with somebody like Pete Carroll, Russell Wilson, and the Seahawks. You know what I'm saying? And with Bill O'Brien trading away DeAndre Hopkins and his job probably being on the line real soon, he probably can use Antonio Brown. But Antonio Brown bought a sticky blicky in the locker room and popped Bill O'Brien. So we'll see where it goes from there. Antonio Brown, Tampa, not a destination. Let me know what y'all think about the Lamar Jackson, Amazon story. Antonio Brown, he not being wanted in Tampa Bay. Don't forget me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can hit me up on social media, video requests, business inquiry, sponsorship. Want to make a donation, Cash App, PayPal in description. Share the videos, the best way to donate. And check out our NFL Talk playlist for more videos like this. Let me know what you guys think. One time for the one time. Goodfellas Sports TV. It's your boy CJ Goodfellas. We gone.